last night, Jordan, all that nasty weather that you just showed us caused power outages. Now, I have an update for you. Texas is now below 100,000 customers without power. Barely, but what this shows me is that power is coming back on. So that is good news, but Louisiana has over 11,000 without power. All that wind, the highest wind gust we saw, 87 miles an hour. It was cranking in Texas, especially in and around the Dallas area. Notice winds gust anywhere from 70 to 87 miles an hour. We do have the possibility of more severe weather today. A lot of flood warnings as well. We were warning about the flooding that could occur. But what's happening is we have this strong low-level jet that's coming in, and that wind kicked in late last evening, is still cranking into this morning, and we have that jet level wind that's coming in. So there's just a lot of wind energy that energizes the storms, and that can also cause trees to come down. We could see wind gusts 60 miles an hour. In fact, the entire state of Tennessee is under a high wind warning. Jim's going to talk more about that a little bit later. We do have a tornado watch until 1 o'clock. Notice it goes basically from, Kentucky all the way down into portions of Alabama, central Alabama. This is the upper level low that we've been waiting on. And notice it's positively tilted when it's shaped like this, coming around the base of the trough. And then it's called negatively tilted when it's going to be facing this way. When it does that, you've got big jet wind energy that comes screaming into the picture as well. So could we see more tornadoes today than we saw yesterday, more severe weather today than yesterday? It's possible. We could see equal amounts. It doesn't matter. The threat is there. With all the wind energy coming in, notice we have a little bit of rain here. Cloud cover would help us. We don't want to get any more daytime heating, but it looks like we'll get some. A lot of moisture. We've got the ingredients, certainly for flooding. We're going to see definitely more flooding. We have already saturated grounds. That's going to make trees to fall over a lot easier. And notice that we do have this flood warning just to the west side of Memphis, crossing over the Mississippi River. That line is heading right towards Jim Cantori, and Nashville will be there, let's say around like the 11-ish o'clock hour. So watch out for the storms. Heavy rain too. Look at flooding has closed several roads in Paducah, Henderson. We've had floodwaters here right on the border of Kentucky. And this flood story is going to be one we'll continue today and tomorrow. Look at all the flood advisories here. Jordan, a lot of people don't think flooding when we say severe weather, but it is a form of severe weather.
Oh, yeah. And
it's not like it's just the Midwest, right? We're going to have delays in the South when they're coming through Atlanta, which is a huge airport, right. Charlotte, into the Northeast. So you're getting kind of a double whammy when you have both places that you might be traveling to or having issues. So, yeah, I think we're going to see some big time delays today and as we head into tomorrow as well. And this may not be the best day to fly into Chicago, but if you're already there, Chicago's Olive Park could be getting some rain. That's where I'm standing right now, thanks to our virtual view technology. And we do have light rain to start the day, changing over to snow. It's going to be on the lighter side. There's also a wind advisory that's in effect until noon. So you'll have to watch out maybe for some of the snow blowing around. We're about 14 inches below average. And we do think it's going to pile up here onto the grass. The streets, you might see some, but there's just not loads of it that is going to fall. So I think it's going to be more of a grassy thing. As we could see, just a couple inches here in Chicago, especially the north side, only about an inch or so, say up towards the Evanston area, get a couple inches. Heavier snow will be in Indiana. That's where our own meteorologist Mike Seidel will be following the storm. We start off with sunshine and then things will go downhill. So the earlier the flight, the better. Around noon is when it starts to creep in. And that traffic on Friday in Chicago, woo-hoo. I mean, traffic always in Chicago, right? At least in the city is tough. But add on the snow and it being a Friday, it could be a little bit rough. We could see double-digit snowfall here from Port Huron all the way down to Lansing, Ann Arbor. And all along 94, we could see some of that heavier snow in Detroit. Remember, southern Michigan is the place that just had all that ice from not too long ago. Winds gusting 40 miles an hour for an extended period of time. You're talking from the afternoon all the way into the overnight hours. And then it all moves into the Northeast, where we'll see more of the same, the double-digit snowfall and those winds coming in. And we need a lot more help here in the Northeast because we're down 20, 30, 40, even 50 inches of snow in some places, 3, 4, 5 feet. Problematic for this winter. We just haven't had a lot of it. Rain-snow mix coming in. We're going to kind of finishing off with a little bit of snow too. So you start a snow, you might get some rain mixed in there. and then you're going to finish off as snow. Otherwise, upstate New York, anywhere from Albany, Schenectady, northbound, you could see some of those heavier totals. And we could get up to 18 inches in some places for us here. Otherwise, notice the winds. Yeah, maybe we're not at 40, Jordan, but holding steady between 20 and 30, that is definitely troublesome.
So we know what many people